Good morning. It's still morning here. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to Friday's Inspiration. This is Kimberly Sherry, your international energy expert, and we are today talking about how to master the energy of the eclipse. So you've probably been experiencing some pretty intense energies. Maybe you can let me know what kind of things you've been feeling, experiencing intense energies with this eclipse. It was yesterday on the 10th. So maybe some of you saw the solar eclipse yesterday. I was not paying attention to it. I was just in the energies of it. But many of you may have seen the solar eclipse. The bigger thing is about how it affects you and how we can work with this energy. So we can let the universe sort of take us along and sort of enjoy the ride, or we can do it a little more consciously. So eclipses are all about eclipsing or taking things, removing things from our life that no longer are working. So we can do this consciously or unconsciously. Like I remember once when I was talking about, getting a new computer. I wanted a new computer. My other one was not working very well. And, but I kept putting it off. So the next thing I knew that happened, I had spilled yogurt all over my computer. It fried it. Ta-da, I'm getting a new computer. It's not the way I wanted it to be. In fact, if you wait for the universe to create for you, it's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little harder to deal with than if you take the actions that you know are going to move you in the right direction. So good to see you guys all here. Roma, Onako, I don't know your real name, but I'm glad to see you here. And Susan, too. We don't usually see you here, so nice to have you here. And it's always great to see where people call in from because we have a global audience. So we have London, and Roma was born ready. Great. Well, the solar eclipse, this has followed a lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago. So this is I believe this is the first set of eclipses for this year. And they work really well in conjunction with each other. So the lunar eclipse is more about the feminine energy, and the solar eclipse more about the masculine energy, that outward energy that gets things done. Hey, Catherine, good having you here. And Egypt, great. Nice to have Egypt here, great. So speaking of this eclipse, so the eclipse this is a solar eclipse, so it's more about the masculine energy. So that's the energy that relates to getting things done. It's that outward energy. But you may also notice that if you have been longing for a relationship, for those of you women out there who are longing for a relationship, or the one that you're in is just not quite working. You're not quite aligned, that you may notice that the men in your life may be leaving or new ones coming in. So this is a big energy that's happening right now. And so there's a way that we can work with all of this far more consciously by working with the energies. And so there's a 3-day window. Whenever there's an eclipse, whenever there's a full moon or new moon, there's always that 3-day window before and after where the energies are super powerful. And this is when we really want to focus in and dial in to the energies at hand. So working with the lunar energies and the solar energies, and especially the eclipses, is a great way to amplify what we're working on. So today we are going to be doing a MediClearing, which is running you through a process or leading you through a process that is a way of moving energy through your energy field in a very specific way so that we clear the energies that are holding down your light, that are diminishing your greatest brilliance from shining forward, that's keeping you from knowing what your true gifts are that you're meant to bring to the world. There are people waiting for you right now and your gifts. They're waiting for you to get your stuff together so that there's only certain people that are going to resonate with you. Like there's only certain people that resonate with me. I'm not for everyone. However, those who do resonate with you are going to get massive results because you're just aligned, and it's a way of shortcutting and kind of fast tracking your progress, your growth, your evolution, your expansion, ascension, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. So yes, we have also available a 20-minute guided meditation that you can download. Thank you for posting that, Roma. Let me put it on here. I always forget that we can do this now. So this is a practice that should be done on a daily basis, ideally. So this is the process, only we're going to spend a lot longer than 20 minutes clearing the energies. And we do this every Friday. Every Friday I come here, talk about a specific subject that is going to light up some energies that will focus specifically on something that's really going to help you move the needle. So today we're going to be working on clearing the things that you're ready to eclipse out of your life, to move out of your life. And this is going to help amplify things. Now, this is all part of our growth and expansion. And this is a process that is also outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, available on Amazon. So I'm walking you through a very specific process that has been given to me. And this process has been developed over more than 20 years. And helped to be amplified through 25 ayahuasca journeys where I was able to break through the Hawkins Scale, measures human consciousness. So this is a very specific system, very specific way of running energy. And so I love doing this every week so you can experience what the benefits of this can be. We've had people here posting what their immediate results are, which are amazing, pains that they've had for years or decades that suddenly vanish, or, people come back later and tell me things that have happened, like their relationship has now improved, or they got a new job or new clients, or all kinds of things that have been happening. So I want you to experience what can happen when you start to remove all the debris that's holding down your brilliance. So let's see if you guys have any questions first related to this subject. Now, we entertain personal questions on Tuesday for Tuesday's Q&A. Hey, Bobby, good to have you here. We entertain personal questions on Tuesday. So if you have something specific for you and an issue or a concern, that come back on Tuesday. Pay attention to the time. The time on Tuesday is always changing, so we can accommodate as many time zones as possible. But you're having tremendously. Susan, elaborate what that means. I'd love to hear what is so tremendous. Yeah, so we are, and Elizabeth, good to have you here. So we are going to be entertaining those questions on Tuesday, but today we're going to be doing an overall energy clearing. And here's some of the things that we're going to be working on. So one, since this is all about the solar eclipse and the masculine energy, we're going to be balancing your masculine and feminine energy. So that's an important part of what we're working on. I also want to tremendous blame put on me by my daughter. Well, that would be, could be a pattern a pattern that's releasing. So this is another thing that you're going to notice about these eclipses is the patterns, these repeating patterns that don't work in your life that are starting to shift and move out of your life. So things might stir up. It's a chance for you to look at stuff, what's not working. So we're going to be balancing masculine and feminine. We're also going to be putting up an avatar to clear the we space, WE. So the we space is basically your relationship space. So you can apply this to a current relationship. It's best if you can just focus on one relationship or an incoming potential relationship. Like if you're desiring to bring in a partner, then this we space would represent your ideal partner. So these are the some of the things we're going to be working on today. I'll also be measuring anger, martyr energy, and also we'll see how many fear entities, control beings need to go. And possibly some discarnate beings, those basically dead people that have, this is a newer reading that I'm doing now, newer calibration. And so all of these things, you know, we can't cover all in one clearing, but if you're interested in getting an entire clearing for yourself, the place to start is with a vibrational temperature report. I do this for everyone that's considering working with me. I measure more than 40 different calibrations, and there's a lot. So if you want to look at what all the things I measure, and in fact, there's one new one. In fact, it's so new, it's not even on there. That's the discarnate beings, which are basically dead people, and they can have a big influence on your life, you know? So as a matter of fact, I'll just share something really quick. I just came back from Oregon last night and spent some time up there with my sister, helping move her into an assisted living place. And she called me the other day and was just so sad about this whole move, and she couldn't stop crying. And so I took a look and discovered she had this discarnate being that was very sad. So we cleared it, and she hasn't been sad since. So there's so many things that can be influencing your life and causing you to suffer and struggle that could be eliminated very, very quickly. Hour and a half is how we clear the whole report. Anyway, you can take a look at that. The Roma just posted the vibrational altitude report, which is right here. We'll do one for, oops, wrong one, sorry. Is that the right one? Yes, there we go. Okay, great. So if you're interested in that, you can always order that. Be sure to put your full name. It's helpful just so we can put it on the reports. That helps with keeping things organized. All right, are we all ready? Hey, Terry. I don't know if I said hello to you yet. And Cindy, good to have you. And Stephen, great. You guys are visiting Sedona. That's right. I bet you guys are in awesome, awesome energy. Such high vibes there. So Bobby, the eclipse energy there's a 3-day window. So since it happened yesterday, we've got 2 more days, including today. With this window, we can really work with these powerful energies. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started then. Without further ado, we've got about a half hour here, maybe 40 minutes to do a really thorough clearing to help you guys step into what you are desiring for your life. What it is so give some consideration to what is currently in your life that's not working, that needs to go, but maybe you're kind of stuck on how, you don't know how, so you haven't taken those steps. So we're going to start just clearing those energies that are in the way. And those of you who are on, you have some similar themes. And that's what we're going to see is going to be showing up today. So let's go ahead and get started with getting ultra grounded first. So we're going to put down a brand new grounding cord in present time. So this is like a big pipe. I like to imagine a pipe, and make it at least as big as a cantaloupe. So you could drop a cantaloupe down that pipe. And so imagine that pipe being securely connected to the base of your spine. It's going to go all the way down to the center of the earth. And it's going to connect securely to the center of the earth. So this is like your psychic plumbing, where all the energy that's not yours, that's circulating in your body, you're giving it a place to go so you can release it. Okay, great. So now this energy is working just like gravity. There's no effort in this. And you're just going to keep breathing and releasing. Then I want you to imagine roots going down from the bottoms of your feet deep into our planet. All the way to the other side of the earth, these big fat roots. It's going to come out the other side, and then it's going to wrap around the entire planet. This is called getting ultra grounded. Then from there, we're going to start bringing that earth energy up through the feet and the ankles and the calves, where there's some unused adrenaline that's kind of built up there in the calves. And then at the knees and through the thigh. And then when the upper part of your leg where it meets your grounding cord, it's going to go down that grounding cord. So you have 2 loops of energy, up your legs, down the grounding cord. So those just keep circulating. Okay, great. And then the last part of getting ultra grounded is to see if you have a worry circle. It's a circle of energy that radiates around your root chakra out horizontally. So ideally you wouldn't have one, but today it's out to the 3rd layer. So just imagine you know where that is, and we're going to pull in this circle. Pull in that circle and just drop it down the grounding. All the worry, stress, anxiety, doubts, fears, uncertainty that collects at this root chakra. Excellent. And then you're going to place your attention far above your head. You're going to start bringing pure source energy into the creative rings that are stacked above your head. In these rings is where you're going to place your dreams, your desires, your goals, and intentions about what it is that you want to create. And you're going to think about the end outcome. So you wouldn't want to think about all the things you don't want. You want to think about the things you do want. And so you plant these up here in these rings. So maybe it's an aligned partnership where there's mutual respect and love for each other, and pleasant adventures, pleasant surprises, great sexual satisfaction, love and admiration, and whatever you want to put in. We were thinking about relationships today because this is all about the solar eclipse and that masculine energy. And yeah, there's a lot of shifting that's happening on the planet with the masculine energy, isn't there? Okay, so we're going to bring pure source. Maybe you have some intentions around your health and wellness, or maybe around your business and finances. Whatever it is that needs to go, we're eclipsing out. You're going to plant in here these seeds up in these creative rings. You have between 3 and 50. So we're going to bring pure source down through these rings. So it's recalibrating your dreams and your desires in your highest and best interests. So as pure source is coming down through these rings, it's recalibrating those dreams and desires so that you're aligned with these dreams. So the universe can start aligning what it is you desire so that that your desires and you meet up with each other. Okay, great. So we're bringing pure source down through these rings into the crown. So right there at the crown, it's stopping. We're going to go out to the 15th layer of your aura. So just imagine you know where that is. We're going to pull in the permission circle. So this is where the 1% hangs out, that 1% energy that's influencing your ability to give yourself permission. So the 1%, which is that oppressive energy we feel on the planet, it's not a literal number, it's just an energy. So this energy wants to occupy your sovereignty. It wants to occupy your ability to give yourself permission. So they've been doing their best, especially over this last year, to take over your permission space, your ability to give yourself permission so that you have to do certain things in a certain way, or you can't do this or that or the other. So we want to own our own personal permission by taking this 1% energy out of your crown, lifting that up and out of the crown, sending this energy off planet. Then we're going to go back to bringing this pure source down through the crown into the 6th chakra. So we're going down through the central core now. 6, 5. So it's stopping right at the throat. It goes all the way out to the 25th layer. And this is where the fear entities hang out. So there's a lot of fear here. And if you think about the things that need to eclipse from your life or be eliminated, cleared, removed, however you want to talk about it, there may be some difficult conversations that need to be had. And this energy is making it hard for you to speak up, speak your truth. You might find yourself biting your tongue a lot, maybe literally. So let's pull this energy in at the throat, pulls into the 2nd layer, which is where there's a lot of anger, unspoken anger or anger. So when you, this might be why you've been biting your tongue, is that you know there's a lot of anger and resentment that you're holding, and you don't want to speak up because you know the words are going to pass through this angry filter and it's not going to come out the way you had intended. So let's clear this anger that's not yours. And we're going to lift it up through the central core and send this off planet because it relates to these fear entities. So this anger is not even your anger. All right, there. So now let's lift that up out through the central core. Then we're going to go back to bringing pure source down through the crown. 6, 5. Good. It's passing through the throat now, down into the heart, where it's stopping again. Again, it's going out to that 25th layer. So these fear entities are used by the 1% to control you, to make you afraid. The biggest virus on the planet right now is fear. It's effective. It stops people in their tracks. It causes them to feel forced to make choices that maybe they hadn't wanted to or planned on. And the next thing they know, they're doing things just because they're afraid. They're afraid of dying. They're afraid of people. They're afraid of all kinds of things. I'm trying to use to not go to too many of these places because they censor you, right? All right, so we're pulling in this energy at the heart. So they want to keep our heart energy pushed down. They want to keep us asleep because if we wake up, then they become obsolete. Because if we wake up, then we know that we don't have to operate through rage and anger and fear and stress and anxiety. Those are all the things that feed these darker energies on the planet. And so once we wake up, then we begin, as our people are already, we start to see the games that are being played. We start to see how we've been manipulated and lied to. And people start taking ownership of their life and their sovereignty. So right here at the heart, it pulls into the fourth layer. So this is where there's a huge judgment. So when you're talking and thinking about things that need to eclipse out of your life, maybe you're judging yourself. You're judging yourself for all the coulda, woulda, shouldas. If you did this or could have done that, should have done that, that you wouldn't be in the position you are now. And so that is not helpful. I understand it happens, but it keeps us tethered to the past when we're beating ourselves up. So we want to be in the present moment. So what we're doing here is accomplishing many, many things. But a few that you might not realize is that it's helping us to get into the present moment. It's only from this present moment that we can create any changes for the future. So that is a huge thing. Getting in present time, bringing in forgiveness into our hearts, forgiving ourselves for all the coulda, woulda, shouldas, so that we can just like drop a guillotine, let go of the past, eclipse all the stuff that we've maybe didn't do the way we had planned or hoped for or whatever. So we can eclipse also by coming into present time, we eclipse the past, which there's nothing we can do about. We also are going to eclipse programs. We're eclipsing programs that have been keeping us in these old patterns. So that's another big thing that we're eclipsing is we're letting go of these old programs that are keeping us in this energy that's not serving us. And the other reason they want to hold down this heart energy is because this is super powerful energy. A lot of people are holding this belief that the feminine energy is a weak energy, and that is completely not true. The infinite intelligence we hold at our heart is super powerful. So as we're bringing pure source down through the heart, solar plexus, great job, down into that second chakra. Awesome. So now we're spilling down the root. Take a deep breath into this powerful alignment where you're connected way up high to pure source, rooted deeply into our Mother Earth. So I want you to just breathe into this for just a moment. I'm going to run and get a drink of water. I should have done that before, but I did not. So I'm going to take care of myself. But just breathe into this vertical alignment. Okay, we're back. Hang on. All right, great. So now we're going to mix these two energies, heaven and earth. So this pure source coming down the backside with the earth energy that's coming up through the legs. Where those meet at the root, we're going to mix those two together. We're going to bring this 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine. So that's coming up through the second, third, right at the solar plexus, it's stopping. All the way up to the 25th layer. So that's more of that fear. Right at that solar plexus. So this is what fear is designed to do, is it's designed to stop us. So right at the solar plexus, it's like turning off our engine. So this is where you feel stuck and maybe unmotivated. You don't know what steps to take to move forward. Okay, good. Just going to drop all that down the grounding as we bring this 50-50% energy up through the solar plexus, up into the heart, where it's stopping again. Goes out to the third layer. So those are more of the judgments that you're holding against yourself. Yeah, all those coulda, woulda, shouldas. Yeah, the judgment, self-judgments. So if you think about, a brand new baby that comes into this world, they have no judgments. And so the judgments we hold and carry are not ours. And so the more of this debris that we can let go of, the more of our brilliance is going to shine forth and it's going to radiate. Okay, good. So we're bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus and the heart. So it's stopping at the heart, out to that third layer. So this is like the engine of your heart. And also the ability to self-generate love. So when we're eclipsing things out of our life, now some of you are afraid to eclipse things out of your life, let go, release what's not working. And I just had a thought there and it just went poof. So yes, so that it's that fear of, so the other part of this heart energy is there's a fear of stepping into surrender and allowing ourselves to become more vulnerable. If you've been trying to control everything, you may be holding on to something that's not working instead of trusting, allowing, and also, here's the thought I was going to talk about before, is that when we self-generate love, so love is here in our hearts. This is part of the amnesia program that's been instilled a long time ago, is that they want us to keep looking on the outside for love. And they've sealed off this ability, or I like the idea of amnesia because it's not like we don't know how, we just have forgotten that we have this ability to self-generate love instead of always going out on the outside. So when we self-generate love, we come from that place. Then when we finally meet our partner, that's going to be the mirror for what we have been manifesting, generating. And then when those two come together from that place, you come from fullness. You don't come from these empty places, hoping that someone will make you feel loved. You need to come to a relationship already full of love, and then it multiplies and amplifies from there. So this is all part of the shift in the paradigm that's happening, letting go, eclipsing these old programs. So as it's coming up through the heart, this 50-50 mixture up into the throat, So it's stopping there. Let's go out to the third layer so we can connect your engine to your voice. You can speak up. You can ask for what you need. You can say what you prefer. Maybe you don't even know what your desires are, but when you can lean into, what do I prefer? Sometimes it can lean you just enough in that other direction. Okay, great. So we're coming up through the throat into that sixth chakra, right behind your forehead. It's stopping. So there's some beliefs out to this third layer that have you thinking that you're powerless in some way, that you don't have the power to create the life you really desire. So we're going to let go, eclipse more of these programs that are not working. As we bring this 50-50 mixture up through the sixth and the seventh and all of your rings, you may have even gotten access to more rings. I have my first client, and so now we know that you can go beyond 50 rings. I have one client that has gotten to 55 rings, a very advanced student. So I love working with advanced healers because I'm learning new things. We just keep pulling each other up, right? Okay, great. So as we're bringing pure source through this six, all the rings, it's going to cascade down through all the layers of our aura, merging below our feet with our grounding cord. We're going to jump all the way out to the 25th layer. Now, you may have noticed that there's been a theme today. There's been a lot of fear entities, stuff related to fear coming up and out. And so that's good. That's the good news, because fear stops us. So we're lifting all this energy up and out of this 25th layer where the fear entities hang out. We're going to send that off planet. Then we're also going to do the same with the 30th layer. Excellent. 30th layer is where that reptilian energy hangs out. And the 40th layer wants to get clear today. So we're going to go out. We'll start at the top. This 40th layer relates to the energy of oneness. This is where we are all aspiring to be clear from our core all the way out to this 40th layer, where we can connect with everyone clearly, like our connection will be clear all the way to this 40th layer. That creates a different kind of network where we will experience the energy of oneness. It's not just a concept. Out in this 40th layer is where you're going to experience no divisions, where we are all made of the same stardust. And that doesn't mean that we now become like a cookie cutter. We're all like identical, all the same. And we all bring our unique gifts to this layer of oneness. But if you've ever done a DNA test, you'll know that 99.9 something percent of every human on the planet is identical. So the biggest difference is this outer skin, this outer shell, which can be skin color. It could be the coloring of our hair and our eyes and how curly our hair is or straight or how tall we are, but it's all external. Everything on the inside is basically the same unless you have some anomaly. So I'm not sure where I was going. Oh, layer of oneness, that's right. Okay. So also this 40th layer is where the Galactic Federation energy is, the Alliance. These are all energies that are here supporting humanity. So we want to be able to have this clear connection. And so right around the solar plexus, this is where we want our power to be connected to this 40th layer. And in this 40th layer, there's no worries. There's bliss and unconditional love. There we go. So that's where we're all headed to connect to. And then last but not least, we're going to clear the circle of reciprocity. We're going to take the energies from the upper 4 chakras, so the heart, throat, 6 behind our forehead, crown, all of our rings, even if you don't know how many you have. We're going to bring all of those energies out that right arm. The masculine, giving, implementing side, that solar energy, bringing that energy out that right arm as you implement things, get things done. Some energy of the mind, logic, structures. And so now if you put your fingers together, your fingertips together like this, so that you can allow the energy to pass through the palms and through all of the fingertips. Now you're going to allow the surrender. You're going to allow the receiving as this feminine energy comes up that left arm. So it's blocked right at that left hand. So this is why you're not receiving. It has nothing to do with people not giving to you. It has to do with how much you allow yourself to receive. Excellent. As we bring this energy up the left hand, arm, up to that elbow, keep allowing the surrender, the vulnerability. There we go, up through that shoulder. This is that lunar energy. And down through the front and back of the heart, back out that right arm again. So there's a circle, out the right arm, in the left. So if you're not receiving in your life, this could be a very big reason. Very important to keep this circle flowing. It simultaneously passes through the throat, so you can ask for what you need. It also simultaneously passes through the 6th chakra, clearing those limiting and lack mindsets. And also through the crown, so you can give yourself permission to have all of these desires. All right, and then through all of the rings, and then out that right arm in the left. Yes, so once one person reaches a next level, then it's like the 6-minute mile or 4-minute mile. I don't even know which one it is. But once those records are broken, then all kinds of other people, like they just kicked into gear and like, oh, well, that's possible. So now the possibility of 55 creative rings is now possible. Now that we've cleared all the circle of reciprocity. Hey, Rosalind, good having you here. And Nessa. Can these entities try to attack us because they have been removed? They attack you when they're in your energy field more than when they're just out of it. So some of the things we're going to check today, so thank you for asking, Nessa, is let's start measuring a few things. So we've finished running your energy. So now we're going to check on some things. Let's measure, and we'll get to these entities because there's several different kinds. But let's measure fear. There's still 15%, but we want to eliminate and bring all that fear down to 0. So down in the root, out to that 3rd layer, we're just going to pull in that worry circle. With all of that fear, we're just going to dump it down the grounding. Thanks for saying so, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth is saying that she's feeling so much better. And we're not even done yet. This is just running your energy. Right? It's great. So, okay, fear is now at 0. Let's check anger. Anger also at 15%. So we're going to go down to the root chakra as well, out to that third layer, so that you're not using anger as a fuel source. Now, just because we're releasing anger doesn't mean you can never get angry again. Anger has a place, and it can be very powerful to really move you to action. But far too many people are just kind of lugging it around as a reminder to never do this or to never allow that, and it's very hard on your nervous system. So if we're using anger to really move the needle, that's one thing, but just carrying it around is a waste of energy. Okay, so anger is now at 0. So notice if you're feeling calmer than when you first showed up here. And so this is happening in real time. People that I don't even know who's, there's lots of people on here, but not everybody comments. So feel into how you're feeling. And it's helpful for people that are new here or they're not used to what any of this is about. For those of you who are experiencing some positive results, or maybe even some things that maybe you're wondering about, is this normal? I don't know. A post, and so that we can see some of the things that happen as a result of doing this work. Let's check a few other things. We're going to check fear entities. So these are the entities used by the 1%. There's about 5. But we have a shortcut now for these things. So let's see where they are, these 5 fear entities. So fear, which this is not your fear, is going to stop you. It's going to make you afraid to maybe do some things you want to do. Maybe you have some gifts, but you're afraid to step into those gifts. This is that fear that holds you down, holds you back. Thanks, Terry, for saying she's also feeling much calmer. So the fear entities right now, today, as we're doing this, are right in that 6th chakra, out to that 3rd layer, creating the beliefs, the thoughts that you keep thinking over and over and over that stop you. So that's one place. I think I said there were 5, so 7. Right in the heart, also out to that 3rd layer, causing you to forget this ability to self-generate love, and causing you to be really hard on yourself, to being very angry at yourself, beating yourself up, but also being fearful and afraid to open your heart, to be vulnerable. So that's the second one. A third one, right in that root chakra, out to the 3rd layer. So this is causing you to feel afraid to take your next step, to step into your power. 4th one, also in the root chakra, all the way out to the 25th layer. So that's fear. Those are the fear entities. That's where they live and hang out, way out of your awareness. So again, causing more fear to step into that next level, next step. And then the 5th one, in the 2nd chakra, out to that 3rd layer. So there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear. So let's identify what some of these fears are. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear of dying. Well, that's plenty. That's plenty. So here's how we're going to do a shortcut to clear these energies. We're going to use the black flame We're going to put this flame in each of those chakras. So we had the sixth chakra, the heart. So that's 2. We had in the second chakra, we had 2 in the root. So put a black flame in each of those chakras. We're just going to turn up that flame. We're going to transmute these energies so you don't have to be afraid. Very good. Excellent job. So no more fear entities. That's how fast this stuff can be. So Spirit is showing us faster and faster ways to clear these energies so that we can really step forward into our gifts. Let's check control beings, which are even bigger and worse than the fear entities. Also 5. So the first one is in the sixth chakra, all the way to the 30th layer. That's where that reptilian energy hangs out. So these control beings are used by the reptilian energies. So we have one in the 6th. Again, we're going to use the black flame. Heart, all the way out to the 30th layer. Third one, solar plexus, also out to the 30th layer. Second chakra, all the way out to the 30th layer. And then the final one is in the root, all the way out to the 30th layer. So put a black flame in each one of those chakras, and we're going to turn it up. And we're going to transmute these control beings. These love to keep you in your stories as you're turning up this flame, letting you guys do the work because you guys know how to do this. I'm just your guide. So the one in the root is a little stubborn. Okay, great. No more control beings. Awesome job. I think we have a few more minutes. We will see. Let's see if you guys have any other questions related to this. If you have questions related to what we're doing today, what we've done already, these are not personal questions. That's for Tuesday. But if you have a question or you're feeling really different now, post that. It's interesting and it's helpful for other people that might be new here, so that they know we're doing real stuff. This is real things happening in real time as we're shifting energies, as we let go of these lower vibrating energies. This is how you step into more and more of your gifts, more and more of your dreams and your desires. And we step out of this mire that everybody's in. We step up and out, and when we're above it all, and that's not from a place of ego, that's just an energetic altitude. When you're above and you can see things from a different perspective, everything looks different. The energy of amusement is very helpful. You're very welcome. So Elizabeth says, I feel very happy now than before. Great. And so it's a big difference. And great question. Terry is asking why the black flame. So I think it was Magenta Pixie was the first time I heard about the black flame. I've been using a violet flame in the past, and what I've discovered is that this black flame, when I first heard about it, I thought, black, yeah, I don't know. But then I remembered that my mentor, Masajati, also talks about pure darkness. So there is, there's a polarity to everything, including darkness. So there's pure darkness, like when we're in the womb, that's a very dark place where, plants come from deep within the earth and in that dark soil where all of that creation starts to happen. So the darkness, this black flame, for some reason, is very transmutative, if that's a word, and can really transform things. So I have discovered that the black flame works best on fear entities and control beings, and that the violet flame works really well with discarnate beings, which is basically dead people. So we'll save that for another day. We're basically out of time now, but I appreciate all of you coming on today and feel into these energies that you've shifted, you've changed, you've eclipsed out of your life just in this past hour. And use this weekend to allow these energies to deepen more. And she smells smoke. What does it mean? Probably a discarnate being, now that I brought it up. Yes. Is this like cigarette smoke or like a forest fire smoke? I'd be curious. It makes me think of a discarnate being. Yeah. So you have 5. So eternal passes. If you could pay attention to Tuesday, come back on Tuesday. We have a different time every week, just so we can accommodate as many people as possible. We'll come back on Tuesday. We'll clear those discarnate beings, and because you have 5 of them. So that would be super helpful. Foresight, fire, I think. Okay. Well, maybe you should check and see if there's a fire in your area. That would be a smart thing to do. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. June, nice having you here. And a lot of new people here, so that's great. Come back, share this with your friends, subscribe, like, and do all those things that help more people find out about this amazing thing that happens here every week. So thank you for all joining us. Enjoy your weekend. Have a blessed weekend as you integrate and deepen into all the things that are eclipsing from your life. May it be with ease and grace. Sending much love. Namaste.